good evening. Welcome to Hispanic Conservative. My name is Celia. I just wanted to. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Trump is our president coming in. So this is the best thing ever. I'm so excited. I was a little bit not scared, but a little bit wondering about, even when it was we were still waiting for the numbers to come in from some of these states that were, up for grabs, right? Like North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona. As we went across the country and the polls were closing, and then it was just one after another, right? They had the list of Trump, Georgia, West Virginia, Indiana, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Tennessee, Florida, right? And then they were talking about the Harris states. Maryland, Connecticut, DC, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, of course, those little states up there. Colorado, of course. But then later it was coming in. I was just sitting here waiting, and it's 11 o'clock at night, it's 12 o'clock at night, and it's like 1 in the morning, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know how much longer I can stay up because I have to go to work, so 1 o'clock, and then I was kind of watching. What was I watching? The NBC coverage, but then on YouTube they were showing. They had the Fox News, um, like the place where people were meeting and that kind of thing, and then they were saying later Trump was already coming, and it was like, okay, well, let's see what happens, which was exciting. Okay, so anyway, then later I was like, okay, well, let me turn on that Fox coverage on YouTube in my bedroom. So I went to my bedroom, turned it on, and I'm like, okay, see how much longer I can stay awake, because I'm just like, oh, I'm tired, and I had to work today. So by the time I heard um, that they gave Pennsylvania was Trump's, and then Fox News calls Trump as the candidate for the presidential candidate nominee, or what do you call it? You know what I mean? Um, I was just like, oh, thank God, thank God, thank God. I was just like, this is so good. I had to text my sisters, you know, it was the best news ever. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go to bed. I had the TV on in my bedroom. I was waiting for the speech, but I was like, oh, this is taking too long, and no, and they're not there yet, and whatever. It's like 1:30, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed because I have to work tomorrow, and I am tired right now. So I wanted to get this done. I wanted to be short and post this and move on. Go hit the showers, and then I want to go hit the sack. You know. So finally, I had like 246, 194 at midnight. When everybody had different numbers, NBC had different numbers because they're calling it, or Fox News had different numbers because they're calling it, or whoever it is, the AP is calling it. So, that was just it was good to hear. I think I could sleep in peace, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. All right. So when we go into the concession speech, which was really interesting, that Kamala wasn't going to give a concession speech that same night, so everybody that was there was just like waiting and wondering, well, what the heck's going on? Besides them being sad about it. But anyway, when she gave her speech and she said something about fighting and whatever, this and that and the other, I'm like, okay. So when Trump said something about fight, 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 they're like, okay, well, that's rhetoric and it's violent and this and that. But then when she does it, it's not a big deal. Like, okay. But they've been doing that. Democrats and the mainstream media have been doing that for years. For years. I will tell you, I am a Trump voter 3 times over, right? First, second, third time. I've done them all. I'm so happy. Finally. Well, he won 3 times anyway, but that's another issue. Okay. That's another video right there. So they're talking about Trump, um, and the cases in New York being dropped, or what are they going to do with them, and this and that and the other, about the hush money thing. I'm like, the hush money thing is not even a crime. What's the big deal with that? And just because he called another woman, he called another woman ugly or whatever. I mean, I've seen plenty of ugly women, and I call them ugly too. Whatever. What's her name? Letitia James, still going after Trump. I'm like, girl, go home, go do something else. I don't know. I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I better not. They might call me. They might call me. They might call me names. You know. What's interesting though is when I'm watching the NBC News today, because I don't have cable. I'll tell you straight up, I don't have cable. So I have to watch the local news or what's on the Roku or what I see on YouTube or, Rumble or wherever, BitChute, whatever. 55% vote Hispanics voted for Trump. Okay. I don't know what took y'all so long, but y'all had to get on that Trump train. Y'all missed y'all finally got on there. So I'm happy because this is good. All right. And we're in Texas. So I'm not at the border. I'm in San Antonio, but still there's a lot of stuff going through that I don't see, but there's other stuff that I do see. Anyway, and for the most part, most Hispanics are Catholic, I would say. Most. I don't know the percent, but even if you're not a Catholic and you're Christian, you still, if you were pregnant or whatever, you should have the baby. You're not going to kill a baby, right? Um, it's just not something, God says to preserve life. And this is what we should be doing, not getting people to change their gender, because what they do when they get on those puberty blockers and whatever other medicines they put on enriches the pharmaceutical companies, gets people to the part where they probably can't even have children. They don't ever feel, I have to say, sexual pleasure. Um, Whatever. I mean, it just ruins everything. They're never going to be fulfilled as a human. Um, I don't know. It's just a bunch of messed up stuff that they were doing to kids, man. Convincing kids that they're the wrong sex. That's just crazy. It really is. On the final note, because I wanted to be brief for now, I had seen a lot of videos about prepping, and there's going to be a lot of violence, or maybe not violence, but things going on, and you should be ready just in case stuff goes down, like the grid or the water, no supply in food or whatever it is. So yeah, I had been prepping for some of these things, and honestly, I'm thinking, um, I don't even really know if anything's gonna happen, da da da, because it's gonna be a easy transition. But still, the deep state isn't gonna give up their power easily. They won't. So all I'm saying is, if you're not already prepping, you should prep something. Get food, get water. You should have an extra source of power, especially for like your phone. If you have internet in your house, your refrigerator, your source of information, whether it be your radio, the internet with your computer, the internet with your phone, or antenna TV. Even if you have cable and you have all this other fancy stuff, you should probably still have an antenna for your TV. And remember, it has to be digital because they're all on digital now. All these stupid rules that they pass, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so you should still have food and water, get some hard assets. Remember, there's things that you can barter. The things that I say to barter the best: coffee, alcohol, maybe even like cigarettes, cigars, whatever, and food. Basically, those kind of four things. If you don't have other things. I mean, you can always barter a skill, right? If you know how to sew, if you know medical, if you know how to butcher an animal, those kinds of things that come in handy. Those are the kind of things that people are going to need eventually. So, anyway, I just wanted to leave it there and say I was so happy that Trump won. And there was two states left that were undecided. I think it was Arizona and Nevada. I think it was. So we're still waiting on those at this time. Um, what's today? The 6th at about 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. So we're just waiting for that. For this, that they're still counting ballots or whatever. So we hope everything is. I mean, even if those two states, I don't know, Trump's got it, or we're in serious trouble. All right. Anyway, this is Celia. Hope y'all have a nice day or had a nice day. I know I did because I was happy all day. And we'll see you later. This is Hispanic. The Hispanic Conservative is out. All right. Bye.